Hey, Laurie Warren here, and welcome to today's discussion on how to create vibrant health, body, mind, spirit. And our topic du jour is the greatest power you have as a human being. Whoa. Seriously, this is a huge topic, and what's interesting is that our greatest power isn't something that's particularly sexy or earth-shattering or seemingly amazing. But if you live in a free country, the great news is that every single one of us has access to this power. And our greatest power is our power of choice. So, some people might argue with me saying, no, Laurie Warren, our greatest power is the power of love. And I am totally on board with how powerful love is. However, I would also suggest that love is a choice. So love is a verb. It's something that we choose to do. And so again, we're back to choice. So choice is truly a huge part of our every single day. And if you question that, I invite you to just think about this statistic, which is that the average adult makes 35,000 choices a day. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of choices. And that'll actually lead into another interesting thing about choices, but think about 35,000 choices a day. So the life that we end up with is really simply an accumulation of all of the choices that we make. And this is really powerful because what I'm saying here is, in essence, we make our choices and then our choices make us. I'm going to repeat that. So you make your choices and then your choices actually make you. So those 35,000 choices, some of them really big, who am I going to go into business with? That's a huge choice. Which kind of toothpaste am I going to use? Not as big a choice. So some of them have more ripple effect than others, and the ripple effect is a really big thing, and I want to talk about that for a second because it's important in our discussion. So let's say, there are just so many choices every day, right? Like I just outlined the toothpaste one, and then who's my business partner? What am I going to have for breakfast? Am I going to exercise today? What kind of mind frame am I going to go into work with? How am I going to interact with my teenager who's just asked me a really tricky question that I'm not sure how to respond to? Am I going to be present for this person, fully, totally present for this person that I've been having difficulties with? Can I sit with them and try and work through our issues? What am I going to have for dinner? Which way am I going to take to work? The scenic, longer way or the shorter but more stressful way? There's a zillion choices that we make every day. What I wear, what am I going to wear today? I know that seems like a silly choice, but it actually really affects how we feel about ourselves and how other people perceive us, because unfortunately, a lot of people look at someone and say, oh, look at that person. They're dressed really snazzily. They got it going on. And then they treat you differently. So all I'm saying is that every single choice that we make affects us in tiny and big ways. And I want to give you just an example of what a seemingly small choice, how it can affect not only you, but other people. So let's say that I'm standing in a grocery store line, at the market. And I have this giant basket just loaded with tons of stuff. And then, that thing that happens, someone comes up behind you and they have like 3 things. And you turn around and you look at the person and you say, why don't you go first? I have this whole cart. It's going to take you 2 seconds to check out. You have a teeny bit of stuff. Just go ahead of me. Okay, in that moment, you made a choice. You decided to give up 4 minutes of your day. You're not really giving it up because you're still alive. But you gave up 4 minutes of your day to let this other person go first because it just seemed like the right thing to do. So that actually probably makes you feel good because you just feel like you did something nice for somebody, which always feels awesome. It certainly made them feel good. Wow, thanks so much. That's awesome. What's interesting is the other people around who are watching that interchange, let's say the checkout person, the person that's running the groceries through, maybe they are having a really bad day and just feel like the world is a hostile place and that people really don't care about each other. And maybe they don't have a good home life. And in that moment, they watch two perfect strangers have this really beautiful interaction and they think, God, wow, that's really awesome. Maybe the world isn't such a bad place. And that shifts them. And then that person is being different to every single person that comes through that checkout line now. Do you see? So it can have this ripple effect that goes out and out and out and out in a positive way. And the flip side of that is you can make choices that go out and out and out in a negative way. So the ripple effect is huge. So it's not only that we're making 35,000 choices a day, but each one of those choices in some way has a ripple effect, whether it be a small ripple, just like a couple, or one of those ripple effects that goes out over the whole pond, right? So choice is so important. And what I don't want to suggest here, it's not that people intentionally make bad choices, usually. Most of the time, the issue is that we're sleepwalking through our choices. We're not being mindful of them. We're not actually considering mindfully about whether I want to do this or not, or how do I want to manage this, or which choice do I want to make. So what I want to suggest is that it's really important to start to just be more mindful. So that's what I'm hoping you really take away from this video, is that we really are a product of our choices, every single one of them. And, it's easy to get to a certain place in life and, be the victim. Well, my life didn't go as intended because these bad things happened to me and these bad people did things and the stock market was terrible and I have a terrible metabolism and that's why I can't lose weight. And there's always all these excuses. But at the end of the day, we've really made a lot of choices. And we need to own up to those choices, take 100% ownership, and decide the kind of life and health and vitality and joy and relationships that we want to create for ourselves. So what I love to do in these videos is give you a takeaway, something that you can do other than take in this information and think about it and decide if it resonates with you, but also something that you can do in your life to start to make shifts or notice or have more mindfulness around something. So this, again, is not sexy sounding at all, but it's super powerful. So if you just take a little teeny notebook, one of these size jobbies, and you put it, in your briefcase or your bag or whatever you tend to have around you a lot, and a writing utensil. That's the big sexy suggestion. And then you take that, and let's say the thing that you want to shift is your weight or your finances. Let's pick those two. So in the first one, the weight, every single thing that you eat and drink every day, you write down for 3 weeks. A week is a good start. 3 weeks is awesome because you really start to see your habits. Or let's take the case of finances. Every single penny you spend, you write it down. Everything. And then you start to see, well, gosh, the reason I'm not saving the amount of money I want to save is because I'm spending like 20, 30 bucks a week on coffee. That adds up over time to a significant amount. Oh, the reason I'm not losing weight is because I didn't notice how much beverages I was drinking with sweeteners in them. I didn't notice that I eat 3 muffins a day, just sort of as a habit. So these things really start to bring, and again, you're the only person that looks in this. This isn't an exercise in feeling bad about yourself. This is an exercise in being mindful and aware. So try that and start to really notice your choices. And then you can take this out into your life and start being more mindful about your choices and realizing that, boy, out of those 35,000, if you're only making 100 that are mindful, what if you expanded that to 1,000 really mindful choices every day? So I invite you to really think about that and to take this away into your everyday. See what resonates for you. Understand how powerful your choice is and how lucky we are to have the power of choice. So I hope this spoke to you. I would love to hear your thoughts. So right down below, you can just pop in and give any comments, how you've noticed the power of choice in your life, any questions you have, things you don't agree with, anything. I love to hear from people, and the conversation is great. If you're not already in my blog viewing this video, feel free to hop over to lauriewarren.com and join in the discussion there. And also you can take part in some of the great free education that I provide over on my website. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. And I invite you today and every day to create vibrant health, body, mind, spirit, because you are 100% worth it. Have an awesome day.